Hey y'all, tis I, and welcome back to The Artist's Way, and welcome to week 3. We are officially 1/3 of the way through this book. I hope you're enjoying it because I'm enjoying it. I think this should be considered an accomplishment that we're still going, but let's jump straight into it. Chapter 3 or week 3 is called Recovering a Sense of Power. Now, like the other two chapters, this one is split into different sections, but each of the sections really stuck out to me, so we're gonna be kind of going through each one. The first one is called Anger, and much like the title suggests, it's about anger and being angry and what we do with that anger. More specifically, the fact that we don't do anything with that anger. When we get angry, our first thought is don't do anything because often the worst actions happen out of anger. But Cameron challenges this idea and says that we should use that anger in creating our art. Rather than just sitting in it and letting it eat us alive, we should take it and turn it into passion and use it to create something that's even better. Question mark. She also says that anger, especially in creativity, is kind of proof that you're shedding your old life and you're really stepping into a new one. But basically, your old life, you're leaving it behind. You're about to start your new life, your new era, but you're still in the middle. And that's usually where that anger comes from. Anger is not the action itself, it is the action's invitation. Anger is the firestorm that signals the death of our old life. The next section is called Synchronicity, and this one was my personal favorite. It talked a lot about ideas that I recently started considering. We, or maybe it's just me, are just as afraid of success as we are failure. She discusses the difficulty that blocked artists usually have in trusting the universe or whatever higher power you believe in. And to take that further, when that higher power does deliver, we don't really know what to do with it, or we cross it off as a coincidence, an accident, something that we didn't really earn per se. I definitely struggle with feeling like it's hard for things to work out, or that they can work out for me. Maybe it's just a coincidence, right? But it's not. Ask and you shall receive. Cameron also includes some ideas that are essentially the law of assumption, which is something I think I definitely need to start practicing in my own life. Basically, the law of assumption means if you put something out into the universe as if you already have it or own it or it's already yours, the universe will follow up and it will give that to you. In Cameron's own words, I have learned as a rule of thumb never to ask whether you can do something. Say instead that you are doing it. The fear of success is just as powerful as the fear of failure, because once you succeed, what now? What do you do? Again, was it a coincidence? Was it an accident? This has definitely been a big part of my thinking, especially when it comes to my art. But I've also sort of realized something else about the law of assumption and the whole ask and you shall receive type of thing. It all also applies to this. When you believe that you won't succeed or something won't work out, you're also putting that into the universe, and the universe is delivering. It's giving you exactly that. You're not succeeding, it's not working out. The universe works in mysterious ways, that's for sure. The third section is called Shame. As it implies, it is all about the shame that artists hold and carry with them. Maybe as a result from someone talking us down or just what we believe, shame keeps you from creating your art in the end. What really hit me about this section is her discussing how creating art is so vulnerable, and that's why you feel a lot of shame within it. Something I just love about this book is how it perfectly puts into words things that I've been feeling for a while and just couldn't articulate. Like, it's right there on the page and I don't have to say anything. You are putting yourself, a piece of yourself, into your creation. That's why when you hear criticisms of books, movies, TV, just art, anything creative in general, and you hear that it feels disingenuous, that's why. Because good art really does have a piece of the artist's soul in it. And bearing your soul is pretty scary. Many artists begin a piece of work, get well along in it, and then find as they near completion that the work seems mysteriously drained of merit. She goes on to say how this is usually a coping mechanism to avoid being vulnerable, and I will admit I did get clocked by that just a little bit though. How I sort of helped conceptualize this is think about, like, if you're trying to post on Instagram and then you stare at the pictures for too long and you're like, I look weird and people are gonna think I'm weird, so I'm not gonna post it, and then you don't post it. Yeah, like that. But with art, the rest of the section helps transition into the next one, which is all about criticism. As an artist, you know that eventually people are going to see your work and eventually people aren't gonna like it, and they're gonna tell you why. However, some people are gonna like it and they're gonna tell you why, or they're gonna help you improve upon what you already have. And that's the key difference here. Cameron stresses the importance of being able to discern who you should take criticism from and also how to deal with that criticism. But when you really think about it, point blank, not everybody deserves to have an opinion, especially on your art. You want to show people that are going to give you that aha moment rather than just trying to strip you down, bring you down, and not actually help. Lastly, Cameron talks about how it's important to be self-protective and build a safe environment for yourself where you are confident in your art. The last section is called growth, and long story short, give yourself grace, which is something I definitely struggle with. Giving yourself grace and patience and rest, which I also definitely don't do enough of. I'm trying to get better too at asking for help and accepting help, because again, that just makes me feel vulnerable, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't really have much of an update for the morning pages other than I love doing them. I feel like they just give me so much insight and just comfort, for lack of a better word. That sounds really sad. Oh my god. Every time I write in this beautiful journal, I just feel like I am lifting a weight off of my shoulders. I just don't feel like I have to carry all my thoughts, because we all know I have a lot, all in my head anymore. I can just write them down, get on the page, out of sight, out of mind. Now, my artist date for this week is a little bit of a silly one. Basically, when I was younger, I, of course, loved watching gaming YouTubers. I am the youngest sibling. I watched my brothers play video games all the time. So, of course, it came naturally to me to just watch YouTubers play video games online. More than anything, I loved watching Minecraft YouTubers. And in one of the many attempts I took to restart this YouTube channel, I was a Minecraft YouTuber and streamer during the pandemic, and I actually had a lot of fun doing it. So for this week, I decided to become a Minecraft YouTuber. Now, this all seems very simple, but let me tell you, this was a pain in my ass. So let me tell you a story. I haven't played Minecraft in about a year and a half. During that time, Mojang decided that in order to play Minecraft, you needed a Microsoft account. So they were gonna be like, okay, you can transfer your Mojang account into a Microsoft account. So when I opened the Minecraft launcher, it was like, okay, Mojang account to Microsoft account. I'm like, okay, cool, let's get to it. It wasn't working for some reason. So I do a little deep dive on the internet. Why did it say that the window for that has closed? They only let you do it for a certain amount of time. So I would have to re-buy the game all over again. Mind you, I bought this game in like 2015, 2014. I don't even know. I bought it so long ago. And I will admit, I did cry over this. I did shed a few tears. And then I sucked it up and I just bought the game again. And that video will be out this Friday. Anyways, artist date for this week, 6 out of 10. My biggest takeaway from this week is just to be more caring and gentle and protective with myself, and of course, subsequently with my art. This is quite literally my life, so I should only wish for and believe in the best for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and tell me what YouTubers you watched when you were younger. I would love to know. Anyways, I love you so much. See you next time. Smooches. Bye.